I will play story again. I kind of do want to play harder puzzle mode, though. Because worst comes to worst, I'll just look it up, but it'd be interesting to see what it looks like. Yo, it's that doll again. I don't know if she specified marriage last time. I don't think she did.
でもお父さんに言われるとなりたくなくなる。宿題と同じだね。やれって言われるとやる気なくす。
Oh, and we do have the brooch, like I thought.
お姉ちゃん。
Do we get to see her face?
何かいいことでもあった？うん。昔を思い出してた。
I think like maybe every cutscene is gonna be special, so we might just be doing a watch along. I don't know if this is gonna carry over to the third playthrough though, or be something I need to look out for on that one. That was her dangle bell. Dude, it's been so long since I watched this initial intro that I don't remember what happened. I think they kind of left on a more awkward terms in the first playthrough. I don't remember her giving the bell away, but I feel like I am going to run through this like the people that played through Alan Wake 2 again when that update happened, that kept thinking there were new things when it was just they forgot. I know there's new things in that updated version, mainly the ending, some stuff in the beginning, but I think there was like a lot of like, I don't remember this happening. It's like, no, that was there. That's how I'm gonna be. Which is why we're kind of just gonna probably watch through all of these and just see what happens. At the very least, we might be able to recontextualize some of the scenes. I'd imagine this intro probably isn't gonna be anything different. Maybe by the third playthrough I'd want to play on the harder difficulty. Probably not. I don't know how much I'm going to rush through or try to collect stuff again, so I can upgrade more just to make it easier. Did it say if our Emmas are saved? I hope the Emmas are saved. I know it said our faith is saved, and our level ups are. Because I was carrying a good chunk of those. I might look up the general tasks I have to do to get the... What's that color shift? Hinako was the one that was yelling at him in the intro before. It is kind of like not great, but Hinako's mom did somewhat resist on that. Not like as defensive for her daughter, but more so than just being a doormat. Nah, it's kind of still the same thing. She's kind of like, oh, but, yeah. Waffling about with it. Here I was saying that we're just going to basically watch the cutscenes. There might be also some dialogue in certain scenes that we'll see too, but we'll read this as well. An intimidating monster that appears in Shiramuku, a traditional white wedding kimono. It uses their grand fox arm to compel others to obey. It looks down on me and denies my existence. But at the same time, it pities me like it thinks it's better than me or something. Don't look down on me, you're no better. Nothing else updated here. I still don't know why this is blank. And we don't have the puzzle menu anymore, but that might be because it's newer. Am I gonna know also if I find a note that I haven't read before? Yes, because the note here is gone. Good. Useful. So that's another thing. We'll definitely look at notes if I pick them up and missed them prior. Local doctor's note. A fox's wedding is a common expression used for times when it rains while the sun is still shining. According to the older folk here in Ebisugaoka, however, they also use the expression for when a young girl was spirited away. Folklore. Oh, the F stands for fox's wedding. Folklore pertaining to gods and spirits becoming infatuated with human women is not something unique to Japan. It can be found across the world. Ebisugaoka is no exception to this. Even here, there are of old tales of young girls being taken away on a fox's wedding and disappearing forever. During the Meiji and Taisho periods, the town elders would apparently reassure the families of missing daughters that they had been swept away by Fox Lord and are now enjoying a life of luxury without a care. So I think that's straight up new. The Inari-sama of Ebisugaoka has been the guardian deity that has protected this town since the old days, but they can be capricious at times. Sometimes they'll turn into a fox and steal chickens and dried persimmons. Other times they'll play tricks on children who don't listen to their parents. I also heard that when they fall in love with a woman they find desirable at first sight, they spirit her away to be their bride. New Game Plus really puts everything, like, makes everything on the nose. I think that's a new note. Because I think I walked over there before. No tutorial. And we do have our Emmas, which is good. And it looks like we can actually upgrade our Omamori slots again. So, I mean, if I focus on doing that, plus the, drawing more, that wouldn't be a bad idea. We don't have any more. That's kind of a shame. I had a lot of items left over. Main thing is that I'm gonna have to remember is no red pills. Throw those away. I definitely would have seen a note here. I should actually look into that. Research notes on exotic herbology. Although the most famous translated Western medical book remains the New Text on Anatomy, there was a peculiar work by the name of Exotic Herbology published in the 5th year of the Ani era. Strange as the text was, it has largely been forgotten by history. A foreign missionary brought this text to Japan along with the curious medicine that would supposedly allow one to speak with divine spirits. This drug came to be known as Kakura Makakura by locals. However, in order to have contact with the gods, one must first liberate one's soul. However, upon doing so, the individual will fall into a temporary state of unconsciousness, potentially leaving them vulnerable to malevolent spirits. I guess this is the drug we took. Commune with the gods, go on a murder rampage. Good times to be had. Hallucinate the groom being a fox god spiriting us away. My main question, I guess, is how much of the additional context this new game plus is supposed to bring out is going to be just more so confirming. Kind of just walked in here. This was where it was locked before. Confirming what we kind of gathered or giving us more info. Need a key. Research Journal Photo 1. A photo attached to a research journal. It appears to be a clue collected by a researcher investigating the folklore of Ebisugaoka. I see the bike, so it's kind of in town. By woods and that fence. Regarding the legend of... Okay, so basically this is going to be the whole, like, quest to get to the ending thing. So besides the pills, we just have to do this. And then something else I need to collect. I don't know if I should look that up or just kind of roll with it. Maybe if I can at least tell whether or not it's like a missable item. Regarding the legend of the sacred sword. However, it is said that sword's animosity continues to grow even as it remained buried under the earth. So the people erected a sacred barrier around it using Jizo statues as anchors. I think we walked into some of those. They were like weird little, like, alcoves. If one wishes to find the sword, they should start by looking for these Jizo statues first. It appears that the barrier works by creating a spiritual harmony that inhibits the sword's animosity. Harmony, yin and yang, the 5 elements of wuxing? Don't know what that is. During this period, it was thought that everything was composed of 5 elements. Wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Therefore, 5 was a number associated with harmony. In other words, there should be 5 Jizo statues. Are 5 such statues located in this town? I expect tracking them down will prove a tremendous task. Big journal entry here. Oh god, okay. Come to think of it, the local elders were talking about a folklorist from Tokyo who came to Ebisugaoka to research the legend of the sacred sword. It is said that Ebisugaoka was a hidden village that once served as refuge for defeated soldiers of the Tara clan. Unfortunately, evidence to support this tale has yet to be found. Still, Ebisugaoka shares many cultural similarities with those of other hidden villages, and it is my belief that the tale is true. According to other local legends, the soldiers who fled here vowed to exact revenge upon the Minamoto clan and restore the Tara clan to its former glory. Upon swearing this oath, they buried the sword of their deceased leader at the base of the great tree that serves to protect this land. It'd be a historical breakthrough if we could find that sword. However, it is said the sword... Ozu-san in town. However, it is said the sword's animosity continues to grow even as it remains buried under the earth, so the people erected sacred barriers around it using Jizo statues as anchors. If one wishes to find the sword, they should start by looking for these Jizo statues first. It appears that the barrier works by creating a spiritual harmony that inhibits the sword's animosity. That's all, we read that already. Or 5 such statues located in this town. I expect tracking them down will prove a tremendous task. So, do we have the map yet? Kind of wish we just had a full map now since we've already seen this. We're in New Game Plus. Let me have it, damn it. I think there was one near the shrine over here. Or at least, like, by the, fields. I think there was one... I don't know. My assumption is going to be... I need a key. Girl, what kind of key you need? My assumption is going to be there's one in each section where we're back in the fog world. I need a key. What kind of key do I need? Like, what am I gonna find a key? By doing all these, maybe? What neat that we can come in here. I feel pretty safe that no combat's gonna happen because we have no weapons. Isn't that cute? What is going on with that children's drawing? He always told me play house like a good girl should. Who's he? Oh, balcony key. A key stored on the doll's back. It seems to open the door to the next room from the balcony. I thought that was going to be the chest keys, so... My excitement wanes a smidge bit. This is from Sakugo, but it's too cute for me. Wait, so whose place is this? Women's magazine. My father isn't fond of seeing these around. I'm confused. Are we... Let me in. Can't open it. Okay. Nothing. I love you, balcony key. Packing tips. Booked by a well-known expert on how to carry large amounts of supplies. Increases inventory capacity. What is this, Fallout? Great. Car. I don't know. A boy's diary. I'm gonna be a treasure hunter. I'll make sure of it. And then I'm gonna become a millionaire by finding treasure all around the world. And not just hunting treasure, a real treasure hunter sometimes takes down big scary beasts and bad guys. Don't forget that they have to learn how to escape dangerous traps too. I was play fighting with the girl who lives next door when Mom got mad at me. She said, "What if you leave a scar on her face? Then nobody will marry her." What's that all about? I think that girl would be a really good treasure hunter though. She always finds the hidden treasures when we play treasure hide and seek. I want to become a treasure hunter with her someday. Treasure hunter game key. Okay. Small iron key. Unclear what it opens. Should be related to the treasure hunt mentioned by the little boy's diary. I can give it a try. I haven't even started the game and we're already doing wacky side quests. Found 3 chests. 4 chests. Treasure hunter game note. You found this place too, huh? You're getting hotter. You gotta use that noggin of yours. Let the thrill of the hunt keep your spirits high. So is this the, Fox's old house? Whose room would this be then? The, toys and the dress are gone. What up? I like how it can still be a little spooky, though. Might not have any fight in it, but... Treasure hunt game note. You're real good at this. Not any bozo could find this one. Too bad this isn't the treasure, but points for trying. You were so close. So are these ones here to laugh at me? This wasn't anything, right? So, I don't know. So, they have, like, a torii gate over their heads. Would that be Hinako and the, fox? I'm just gonna say the fox, because I keep forgetting his name. And then... I think Rinko, Shu, and Sakugo? Maybe? Maybe I don't have enough information to really figure that out. Yeah, you got stabbed by my doo-doo spear and died. Anyone looking around here for treasure is no more than fodder for my traps. I lost. Damn it. If I have to guess, it's gonna be like actually outside. Never mind, I found the faded bride doll. An old doll in the shape of a bride made from clay. It seems to have been forgotten for a long time. So what do I do with that? I wonder if the date on the wall is important. Kaboom! You got blown to smithereens by my doo-doo bomb and died. Anyone with half a brain would know this is a trap. Okay. Imagine if it actually, like, damages me. Because you opened that one up, all of your Emma statues are gone. Emma, not statues. Old doll that's shaped of a bride made from clay seems to have been forgotten for a long time. I'm sure it's important. Anything else in this room? Since I seem to have, solved it? I think... The picture didn't change. Don't really think there's much more, right? Can't imagine there being anything else. All the dolls had just moved to where the chests were. Nothing of importance here either. I think we are good to move on. I don't know if I finished my thought at all because that was a lot to take in. I think potentially the Jizo statues are going to be in every location that has a not every location. Every new version of going to the fog town that we go through is what my assumption is going to be. So, like, this first walkthrough is probably going to have one after we Dark World and come back. We'll look for the one that I think is by the other shrine, and then so on. Because it goes from going to Rinko's house, going to the school. Well, so right now, this one right now, going to Rinko's house, going to the school, going through the woods, and then going back to Hinako's house. That's gonna be 5. So that could be a... Journal update. It said that the kanji for Ebisu in Ebisugaoka holds the meaning of a person who has migrated from far away. The most fanciful theory for the origin of the town is that it was once a hidden village for Terra clan soldiers who lost the Genpai War. In the town's old customs, there are a few rules that seem like part of a secret village's code, including things like not owning dogs or washing things in the river. But whether or not it's the truth remains a mystery. I'm also kind of curious about the people that... So there's a bike here. But I don't think that's the right fence. The people that were gossiping when I had to squeeze through that one area. I wonder if they're going to say anything new. Oh, right there. Offered the doll. Found a damaged Jizo statue in the mountains. The character for Tsuchi, Earth, can be faintly seen etched into the stone base. I wonder what'll happen if I offer something that relates to the character. While we're on the topic of offerings, I remember that I offered my old doll once. My ears were met with the soothing chime of bells upon offering the item. This should do. But we're not going to get a hint for the next one. I wonder if we'll just find a location that'll give us a hint. So this is Earth, and we gave away a clay doll, I guess. So it's definitely going to be worth it for me to explore. I'm still questioning whether or not I want to try to use a guide just to confirm that I don't run into any issues. Because I'd imagine if I didn't do this right now, I can't really come back here until much later. And even then, it might all be blocked by flowers. So if I have no option, I would very much like to just get it done. 3 playthroughs is going to be rough, and if I completely screw up... Although it did sound like I should be able to just get an ending as long as I don't take pills. So I think before they just said that she died, or someone died, and that would have been the Hinako when she was young. And now they're saying they're jealous because a rich prince wants to marry her, basically. That's where we run into her. I thought it happened as soon as we got through the thing. I forgot.
サクコ、どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。車が道を塞いでてさ。千鶴や？今は誰かと喋りたくて。私も後から行くね。うん。じゃあね。
More of an echo to that, or about the same? Nothing there seemed different. Alright, partner, what you got for me? No, I don't want those.
Yo, Aibo.
Sure.
あのさ、
うん。なんか言ってよ。
お前こそなんか言うことはないのかよ。
相棒にないんだったら私にだってない。
お前らしいや。
Says like it's a sitcom. Laugh track plays as she gives me hallucinogens.
受け身な生き方なんてお前らしくないぜ。お前が自分で選んだ道なら俺はいつまでも応援するからな。
シュウくん、お待たせ。ひなこもいたんだ。リンコ、何の話をしてたの？いや、大した話は。誰かとおしゃべりしたい気持ちだったんだって。
Wow, like she like is coming from a completely different angle from where she was before. Oh, the glad to be of service makes sense for like you're gonna be royalty.
貸したままでいいよ。リンコに貸した時点で戻ってくると思ってないし。
んだとこんちくしょう。
And see, like right now they are more friendly. Like obviously Rinko was still a little upset, but Rinko wasn't a complete bitch this time around.
ねえひなこ、じゃあ私が借りてる500円も返さなくていいよね。さくこ利子つけて返すとか言ってなかった？言ってないよ。証文あんなら出してみろ。いいこと聞いた。これからはさくこに貸すとき消しゴムであっても証文書かせるから。そんな意地悪言わないでよ。
Is there any significance to like Sakago dying here?
ひなこ、
あ、ごめん。何？
裏切りも。
Also, I don't know if I just missed it before. It kind of sounded like crying was coming from the fog area before. Look, the shrine! Quick! Go get it! Why would Junko try to help us here? This is where I take the battle damage from falling and they say, you want to take these pills? I say, no, no take these pills. No. I want to read this again. Hey partner, these painkillers should work best for you. They'll not only take care of your headaches, but also any pain from injuries. I suspect that the main cause behind your nasty headaches is from you unconsciously grinding your teeth when you're upset. Does that sound about right? If you ever need to talk or anything, just call my name and I'll be there. Let's check out our equipment real quick. We will discard those. And can I, do that? Good to go. Didn't they give us bandages pretty early on, too? Oh, there they are. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. They gave us this for a... Got a weapon right away. Guess fair. That means we can just deal with the first encounter immediately. No cutscene? Whoa! You seem a bit fast, lady. Hope New Game Plus doesn't make the enemies harder. Object of unknown origin? Was that the UFO broadcast? It said UFO broadcast and then a posters and something else I needed to pick up, I think. No. Knock it off. Restore spare weapons durability upon defeating an enemy. Huh. How much does it restore? That doesn't seem like a bad option. If I cycle through weapons a bit more. Oh. Okay, so that's one of those boxes then. Diary of Revenge. According to the Nihon Shoki, one of Japan's most ancient history books, Yamata no Orochi, a colossal 8-headed dragon, demanded the sacrifice of beautiful young girls for it to devour. Upon hearing this, the wild deity Susanoo no Mikoto brought 8 barrels of sake to the dragon and lured it into drinking them. Once Yamata no Orochi had become intoxicated, he slew the dragon by chopping off all 8 heads. And according to Ebisugaoka's oldest historical records, after being decapitated, one of Yamata no Orochi's heads flew far west and fell between the mountain of Higanokuni. The head eventually came back to life as a poisonous water dragon that plagued the land for many years to come. Higanokuni is known now as Ebisugaoka. There are records of toxic gas leaks from the underground water streams in the past. It is highly possible that this is where the legend of a poisonous water dragon stemmed from. However, while the local record states that Yamata no Orochi's head flew here, there is no mention of this in the Nihon Shoki. It's not hard to surmise that some shameless individuals put a religious spin on the noxious leaks to turn a profit, and falsified connections using famous literature to solidify their claims. And I got an Emma out of that. The toxic gas in the water sounds very like when they cry. At least it gives me that feel a little bit. And they give me kitchen knife? Damn, dog. Shame I can't actually sell red capsules. That would make a profit. Greatly restores current max sanity. Don't really care that much about that right now, but this greatly restores health, so like it would be smart for me to save these up. I do think right now I'm gonna try to save up for increased Omamori slots though, before I start gambling for more Omamoris. I guess maybe Sakugo being dead like this is what allowed her to become a boss fight creature. Because we only fought Rinko after she died. But then, like, we still kind of had Sakugo die again in a different way later. So I'm a little confused about that stuff.
咲子の夢だったよね。堅苦しい神社じゃなくて駄菓子屋の娘に生まれたかったって。ここならいつでも好きなだけお菓子が食べられるよ。おやすみ咲子。
Did you see they got ball on stick behind her? You could buy the ball on stick game. I don't think anything in this scene was different. There might be subtle differences that I'm not seeing. Again, it's been like 20 parts. Had a cool one-liner. Sorry, we don't accept credit cards.
私やっぱり咲子との約束。
Alright, so the promise of staying with her no matter what. There's all that rage. So if the pills were like a hallucination though, are we still doing that? Or maybe it only really made this all a hallucination once we got deep in there. I guess I'd have to see how the ending goes, but since the endings relate to us not taking a lot of pills, like these headaches, I guess, are pill-induced, right? So are we just deciding to, like, guzzle some pills and take a nap? I don't think we saw that. Did we see Shu come in? Not that that really affects anything. I think we only woke up when Shu was there. It'd be interesting if once we wake up from this though, Shu's like, maybe those pills aren't a good idea. Oh, this is our chance to see what the hard puzzles are like. Get married so our clan can rebuild since everyone died of a mysterious illness. So I barely understood this puzzle the first time. I mean, I got the grasp of it. Patterns. Curious how this is gonna change on super hard modes. This is not... This is a different shrine. I know they kind of had all this stuff set up somewhat similar in the main hall once we were finished with everything. Kuju, respected by all and a leader of the people, was wed to Pine. Okay, so that's where the complication is. Plum, loved by all and always at the center of any group, was wed to Bamboo. Chrysanthemum, who had no mate, spent their days studying under Kujo and becoming known as the Sage of the East. Let the prosperity of our clans be eternal. I don't know what chrysanthemums look like. But I kind of got an idea. Kuju, respected by all and a leader of the people, was wed to Pine. Oop. That's Bamboo, I think. I'm assuming chrysanthemum. This is just a leaf. That's, like a bonsai. Kuju, respected by all and the leader of the people, was wed to Pine. Leader of the people would be, like, up top. Plum, loved by all and always at the center of any group, was wed to Bamboo. What does Plum look like? Is this Plum? I mean, not cheating, but I could look up like a plum tree and chrysanthemum. But chrysanthemum's a flower. This is the only one that's a flower. I guess we can just toss you on. I don't think I'm gonna get like penalized. Center of any group was wed to bamboo, though. I guess it does. Plum might not be important. Maybe I just need to put the bamboo one on there, actually. Maybe that's not plum. Chrysanthemum, who had no mate, spent their days studying under Kudzu and becoming known as the Sage of the East. Alright. So Kudzu... Pine. Would it be this? That's not a pine tree. That leaf is not for pine. Is this pine? Is Kudzu a tree? So, like... It might be paired off. So, Plum was center of attention, married bamboo, which would be next to them. Kudzu would be next to pine, which would mean that... I got it! I'd say I did pretty good for not really knowing what any of those looked like. I think I solved that very well. I didn't actually look up what a plum tree looked like, I just kind of guessed. Although, pine's a bit weird. I wouldn't say that looked like a pine tree. So, realistically, this is supposed to be a different Hinako than the one in the fog world, right? Going through all of the trials and tribulations to become the, bride. The faceless bride, because she's not herself anymore. She had her face off. Was there one of those locked doors in this location at some point? Probably, right? I guess I better follow him. That's the thing that sucks about, like, running through the game again, is I don't want to have to stop by for items, but it seems kind of necessary. So is this going to be different? Because we have more of the, what does that mean? What was that pattern? It might be more complicated. New note. Scrap of paper. What a beautiful place this is. Sparkling lakes, fragrant flowers, the melodic chirps of birds singing. This must be paradise. I wonder how many of these notes I'll pick up and be like, oh, new note, but it was actually in the first playthrough and I just missed it. Oh. So we have all three of those. Did she say that before? Because I looked at the stuff. Like, I don't know if we're getting into a, like, she's looping kind of thing. Conceptually or not. Well, I think the puzzle is gonna be harder. To pass into this world of the dead, I pray only to do not pass through the gates of hell. Please hear my prayer. I think I should be able to, like, skip it if I just have the thing, right? The code. But since I changed the difficulty, and there's no way I was going to remember the code from last time. To those corrupted souls who dare encroach upon our sacred land, may you be met with calamity and destruction. The yokai of the carriage had their heads removed, the yokai of the umbrella their arms, and the yokai of the kettle their legs. Well, that's straightforward. We just have to actually find the carriage, umbrella, and the kettle now. Only the losses of each shall purify this corruption. And then we should just not run, and we shouldn't really encounter the enemy, right? Tea kettle?
よしじゃあお前を試そう
Farewell, my beloved, I leave here with... Was I ever over here before? What is going on here? I don't really recall this. Oh. Well, nice to find it. Perspective on Hirogami. Tales of mortals being wed to gods and spirits can be found throughout every culture across human history. Certainly, from the perspective of humans, to tie oneself to a divine being is an undeniable honor. However, if one were to consider the opposite perspective, the divine being is binding themselves to a vulgar life form. What could possibly motivate them to make such a degrading choice? Countless seasons have passed since I first came to this sacred land of beauty and wonder, and yet even now, if I consider whether I myself am worthy of such an honor, I cannot answer in the affirmative in any confidence. So I must ask myself, what benefit is there to such beings mixing their divine blood with that of lowly mortals? To be clear, I am overjoyed to be of some use to them, however I cannot help but wonder. Shfumol. Dodging does not consume stamina while in a near-death state. Doesn't seem awful. Was this area here before? I don't think I walked over here before. But, like, obviously I wouldn't have been able to open that box. What are awful enemies to show up here? There's an Emma I never got. I kind of forgot I actually can attack, so... I technically had a way to defend myself, I just panicked. So don't use the basketball. Don't use the snake. Is that how that works? To those corrupted souls who dare encroach upon our sacred land, may you be met with calamity and destruction. The yokai of the carriage had its head removed, their arms, the yokai of the kettle, their legs. They're in the correct order there. Only the losses of each shall purify this corruption. Do I have to base it on the head, arms, legs? I thought that was just the order. But I'm confused about the kettle, because the square, triangle, and that tent one... Actually, the snake's not even different. They're a little bit different. They have different things. So... their heads removed. Do I have to base it on how they would be shaped if they have their heads removed? I looked it up. Listen, I did the altar one really good, so this one I had to look up. So the yokai of the carriage had their heads removed. There's 2 heads. I think that means it's the baseball then. I mean, I looked it up, like the solution, how to do it. I didn't really see what the actual symbols were. So 2 heads, it goes from triangle to the baseball. The yokai of the umbrella, their arms, 4 arms, so it goes to the peace sign. Yokai of the kettle, their legs, I think it's just 2? So other triangle? Baseball, peace sign, triangle? That's not working. 3? Is it the snake one? Apparently it was 3. I thought that was a tail. Yeah, I was not solving that one. That was like nowhere near where I thought the solution would have been. I was sitting there for a bit with nothing accomplished. Stone key, a key fashioned from a mysterious stone. Judging from what I said, it's probably something precious. I don't know why I read that. It's nothing new. I should use my day 1 purchase code to get some bonuses. Wonder if I can still change the outfit. That's allowed. Or get the reward bonuses. Maybe the fox guy is not so good. Or maybe it's actually okay. I don't know, man. Maybe pills are bad. That's my main takeaway from this, is pills. Shouldn't use them. Oh, you bitch. After this section, I don't think they really use this, like, anger gas anymore, do they? Oh no, they used it after we got the key to go into the boss fight in the next area. But then after that, I don't really remember it happening.
先ほどの扉は客人を招くためのものだ。だが、こちらの扉は聖域へ入ることを許された者にしか開かれない。
私は入っていいの？
もちろんだとも。君を招くために今日がある。
Today you are most welcome because we're doing a wedding.
大丈夫です。
疲れたらすぐに言いなさい。
You're okay because of the drugs.
行こうか。
God, I'm gonna be weirded out once we get our monster arm back. So what happens here? We get attacked by Evil Dead. But what would that be? Junko? The doll? I don't think we saw the doll before. If the doll is like young Hinako refusing to do this or not wanting to do this, I guess it would be like trying to stop her, right?
Hinako.
I need to stop saying Hinako, Hinako. Smoother. It's only been 20 parts. Maybe I'll start getting it right one day.
お前は簡単に死ぬようなやつじゃないよな。
シュウはまだ生きてる。
サクコは無事だよな。一体どうなってんだ。街から誰もいなくなってる。これは悪い夢なのか。
どこに行っても化け物しかいない。悪夢以外の何者でもないな。
だとしても幸運だったよ。この世界に残ったのが2人だとして、そのもう1人がお前で嬉しいよ、相棒。
え、リンコは
Still gonna be weird.
俺はあいつに話があるって言われただけで別にその。
リンコ
Yeah,
は
it's
無事
still
なの
gonna
か。
be weird about it.
一緒に逃げたんじゃないのか。
悪い。俺も混乱してたみたいだ。あの時はみんなバラバラに逃げた。俺もリンコの姿は見てない。
こんな状況でリンコはどこへ。
自分の家か。行ってみようぜ、相棒。
シュウ。
どうした？早く来ないと置いてくぜ。
よし、しっかりしないと。とにかくリンコを見つけなきゃ。サクコ、ごめん、もう行かなきゃ。
Gonna have to go try to collect some stuff again. Enshrine, I got some good shit for enshrining right here. Nice. Not enough to do anything with, but eventually. Before I keep moving ahead, I probably should really double check to make sure I'm not missing anything of importance.